I pray for direction, and then God makes it so that I don't have to pull over and even get gas. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that awesome? Pray for direction, doing the route, understanding of purpose, and it becomes crystal clear. Everything aids it. All the different people you meet have resources and tools, basically free tools, to aid the purpose, right? Coincide with it. I just think that's awesome. Just wanted to share that in the cipher. The ciphers to pop off at any time, and everything's going according to plan with the event that's going to be going on in Houston. I'm about to make my way to Houston and should be able to communicate the agenda for the International Black Forum for 2 weeks. I would say at the least 2 weeks in Houston. That should give us enough time to get all of the people who will be involved with, the local people, to ensure that they're involved with it. I already had some people reach out from me from some promoting that I've done with the social media. Of course, I like to canvas, get out with the flyers, meet people. Already have some cipher dates set up on here on the website with some locations here. And we gotta make sure that happens. This is the Mongol man. I got it cleaned up a little bit, so I'm not too ashamed of the surround panoramic GoPro footage. Just want to chime in real quickly on some structure for the bartering. So if you out, you're canvassing, you got your partner with you. He's filming you as you're communicating with that, or he's aiding you in some capacity. If rather it be just holding the clipboard and writing their names down. It'd be great if we could get some footage, but I understand that every person who you are canvassing with as a potential business presenter or artist might not be comfortable initially with video footage. But if you have someone who's accompanying you with that can also be given bartering credit. We just only ask, if you're gonna have someone with you, communicate with us so that we can make sure we're being the most efficient with that service, so we might need those hours, like 4 of them or 2 of them when he's aiding with the footage, but we might need another 2 hours where we're communicating and we're doing follow-up with the people who express interest in the development of the culture or presenting their business or in other services that we provide to keep up with the events, to come out and have a good time, or to keep up with the relevant information on our affairs internationally. We have ASA in Nairobi, who's covering the whole continent, who's establishing the African Union over there to communicate with the different workers' rights and so forth. So we can be in communication with all of that agenda on the continent, with our own agenda here that we're developing, and disseminate that information. These are other benefits that you will be able to get and communicate to the people as you're canvassing. So just to make it there, so you can communicate that to us. If you'll be aiding with the brother, and then we'll make sure we got those tasks efficient, as I said, whether it be you filming or doing the follow-up calls to
Yeah.
How we have to strengthen this system. Yeah, of course, not everything is perfect in Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
But wherever we see things are going wrong, we have relevant institutions. You can write inside frame proposals, flag them. If you have something verbal to present in our Supreme Court, in our High Court, showing how civil society works. And then over time, and then we give it a lot of media coverage. The media is purely
Yeah.
criticism is absent. Sorry that we have not yet hit but so far we focused on students, people from 15 years up to 45. These are people who are educated, these are people who can
Yeah.
I'm also relying on guidance. I'm also relying on guidance learns from our scholars who lived in the 60s and 70s. They have a lot of knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Just a recent.
Yes, sir.
So these things, it needs some expert planning. It needs commitment and sacrifice.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't want to complain anymore. And you'll never hear me doing that. I don't have time to write my grievances.
Yes.
Then I go to present them to a white man. Done that for centuries and centuries. We're just going on to debate. The same literature we are debating.
Yes, sir.
Has been debated for the last 400 years. It's the same literature.
Yes, sir.
What we face here in Africa, you face the same thing in the US, Brazil, Philippines, wherever there's a black population.
Yes, sir.
So I'm a man who have critically thought through all these problems. I've looked for solutions. And I have sacrificed to set footprints. So far, I haven't given solutions, but I've drawn a sketch. Then once I open up my projects, people will follow. And explain the importance, how they work, how they will work to our future and our future generations. That's what I do.
Yes.
In partnership with other scholars and the government.
Yes, sir. And yes, sir. Yes, we have to be in all sectors.
I need support.
Yes, we have to be in all sectors. Yeah, in all sectors throughout the continent. You know, with other ministries of other nations as well. I'm sure you are. But we're communicating about. You know, and part of the ciphers is adding these discussions, so we ain't got to repeat this information to other people who will need to do the same thing that we're doing. You know, if I'm at work and we need some people to do what we're doing, they see this communication, they automatically get in tune with deeds that they can be performing to aid, ways that they can contribute. And so that's what we're going to be doing. I try to document that when I can on the International Black Forum. What I was saying on that, we got an event coming on January the 6th in Houston. I'm going to be promoting that. I've been spending a lot of my time doing that, promoting that. And the current events, you know, the daily events that's happening around the world. So that's where the newspaper comes in at, you know. So even though we don't have like the formal paper the way we want it yet, everything that you share every day, that's still content that's pretty much, that's of substance, better than most articles you're gonna get in top newspaper articles. So, that's still substance that we can share with the paper, to build on. It's getting a lot of good reception since you joined it. It's getting a lot of great reception since you joined it. So I'm appreciative of that since you joined the and we haven't really even done some things that we need to do. A lot of things we need to do we haven't done yet with the newspaper, especially because I've been focusing on other things as well. But just sharing your daily thoughts has been the pulse of global affairs, a lot of global affairs. And so I want you to know I'm appreciative of that, and that's great work. I think that's great focus.
Okay, so once I officially launch my project, I would want us to publish it. I wanted Western media coverage. We have both here. Here I'll be happy to be national. I have invited 3 TV stations.
Yes, sir.
TV stations, national ones. Then I will want you to give me a hand on our magazine.
Yes, sir.
And I will try. I also have one more person in Amazon.com. Of course, I know it's white owned, but if they cover my story.
Yes. Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I'm not against communication. We know where our loyalty lies. We can communicate with other people, show brotherhood, make win-win situations. But we know where the core of our interest is at and who our service is for. And that doesn't mean that we exploiting anyone else, or that we can't reap fruits with other people. So yeah, most definitely build relationships, brother.
Okay. And where do you work? What do you major on in life?
I'm an electrician. Real estate investments. As far as the whole process of renovating the project, acquiring the property, doing the research on if it's be profitable or not, and then managing the renovation of it as a contractor per se. I also have formal training as a carpenter, and through my electrical field, I have a lot of industrial experience with a lot of different machines. Secure packages for the people on the platform. It's the Mobile Amendment. Thank you. I'm a fool. Make my face your chair. Leaking everywhere. Ride it out, I don't care what you do. Every time I lick it, you be losing it. These young boys, they don't know what to do with it. You got it all on my face. I love the way it tastes. You put it all on my plate. Won't go to waste. Gon' get every day. Fucking with me. Romaine, Silverbeard. Fucking with me. Gon' get every day. Fucking with me. Fucking with me every day, Romaine. Okay, it's the Mungu MMA. We have excellent venues booked for the Houston January 6, 2019 International Black Forum events. We're gonna be starting off in Houston, 2201 Preston Street. And of course, we're gonna be in collaboration. We're gonna be in full collaboration unity mode with the largest touring music company in the world right now. They're the largest ongoing touring company, coast to coast live. They're gonna be right around the corner there at 813 St. Emmanuel Street. That's St. Emmanuel Street, 813 St. Emmanuel Street in Houston. They're gonna be right around the corner. I had initially in the itinerary that we were going to do some shuttle rides from the Preston Street to the Emmanuel location, not knowing that it's right around the corner there. So we're going to find something to fill within there. We still might, I'm quite sure we're still going to have the shuttle bus be on location there so that we can get some meditation in. We don't want to be smoking. I don't even want to be doing too much drinking within the venue. We want to be talking business. We want to be enjoying the cultural festivities that's going to be going there. And then, we want to keep the place in a nice, orderly fashion. The food there is going to be great. We haven't decided or posted yet what items we're going to be selecting. There's going to be some great cultural, healthy items that you can get your nourishment with, that you can feel light with after you eat. We want you feeling light on your feet so that you can enjoy this here coast to coast live presentation down the street there on St. Emmanuel Street. It's going to be all happening January 6th, 2019 in Houston, Texas. Some of the businesses that you can count on being communicated at the International Black Forum, the IBF, are in real estate, and the different professionals and skilled tradesmen within those sectors. The electricians, the carpenters, your drywallers, plumbers, landscaping, your professional real estate agents. We're going to be establishing relationships with all of these individuals, these service providers. I've already been approved in some of the virtual representation of the skilled tradesmen, of the professionals in this area with the Houston and Surrounding Real Estate Investors Group in Facebook, the Houston and Surrounding Real Estate Investors Group, the Houston Real Estate Investors Group, that's another group, the Small Business Owners Networking surrounding Houston, Texas, has approved us within that group, the members who are within there. Thank you for accepting what we're going to be communicating within that group, and listing some cipher locations where we'll also be communicating about the methods that we'll use to perform due diligence on real estate in the area, and how we can crowdfund to gain acquisitions and manage the renovation process. Okay. Also on the cultural hip hop side, I'm going to be putting some more submissions in there and networking some more with those guys. Look to be in the Houston area by the end of this week. Right now, it is December 4th, 2018. We have Houston underground rap hip hop scene. It's approved it. I know I also had some footage. It should still be on my on my hard drive. If not, it may not be the Houston pop-up. I think I might be friends with that group on Facebook, the Houston Pop-Up. Definitely would like to collaborate with those brothers. In that platform, you have the Actors Group of Houston. So we want to implement a play, if not a snippet, maybe some portions that'll give some leeway into some programming that we can continuously do on the play side. We're gonna go down there to Coast Live, perform. If you want to perform in other cities throughout the country, throughout the nation, Coast to Coast has opportunities. Free Life Records is sponsoring artists, bartering man hour type of agreements where you can get out there and we can collaborate our efforts to aid and help each other showcase, and you'll be able to showcase anywhere the Coast to Coast Live is showcasing. We have the details listed on the arrangements within those capabilities. The Actors Group of Houston, again, I believe is another one that we'll be posting casting calls for the plays and getting some collaboration efforts there. Blackformsolution.com. You can share, you can like. Be looking out for that information. A lot of information that will allow you to be informed on the packages there. Blackformsolution.com. Hey. Bear with me, no time for rehearsal, so any verbal mishaps, bear with me. Okay, for this January 6, 2019 event popping off there in Houston, we're going to be doing some communications on some of the package deals. We're going to be talking about some of those, getting to them. 2201 Preston Street in Houston. Right around the corner from that is Coast to Coast Live. 813 St. Emmanuel Street in Houston. We're going to be talking about, as I just said, some of these business and notes that we're going to be posting on the website. You'll be able to find these notes on the platinum, the gold, and the grassroots tabs in the menu there on the main section of the Black Forum Solution, blackforumsolution.com. We're going to give 5 events. It's the $300 platinum deal. 5 events. We're going to be hosting 5 events where you have the physical locations like we're going to have here on Preston Street, where you can come out and have your business. If you're an artist, you'll be able to be involved with the different plays. We'll be rehearsing these plays. You can have your lyrics. You'll be able to perform those. Have that captured creative artistry as part of your portfolio, as part of your package. You'll be able to sell those. You'll be able to get streams on those and sell those items as part of your package. That'll be yours exclusively to have once you submit for these types of packages. Those will be exclusive rights that you have of your creative process, the ciphers that you will have access to, the endless ciphers. That's for 5 events. That 5 events should span out about 3 months, maybe 2 to 3 months. Also, you'll be able to perform at a coast-to-coast live location of your choice, and we'll aid with any promotion that you're doing in your local area as you take advantage of that opportunity that we'll be offering with members who have these packages. We'll sponsor you to perform at a coast-to-coast live venue per month. Okay, so for the 3 events, as we were describing, the gold package is $200. For one event, you'll be able to get the $100 grassroots package. Okay, and all of these package deals can be obtained through bartering. We have a list of man hours that will be given out for certain things, most likely canvassing the communities with the flyers. Just got some flyers posted out today. You get your flyers, you have your petitioning list, you communicate with the people that we're hosting venues, we're hosting shows where businesses will be coming out that be communicating job investment opportunities, or we can crowdfund towards real estate investments. From those real estate investments, we're creating jobs in carpentry, in landscaping, in electrical trades, in roofing, plumbing. All of the skilled trades will be creating jobs through the crowdfunding of the real estate. So that's you're communicating the different benefits of the platform. You just want to come out and hear some local talent, you have that opportunity at the International Black Forum, the IBF, and some great food. Okay, now this benefits and notes page 1. This analysis does not include and a great outcome of this event. We're seating approximately 250 people on Preston. 250 people is standing, 110 seating. You'll be able to bring your own chairs. I encourage that if you like, or I might just pick out some more chairs there, but we're going to have 70 chairs there. We would like to have 200 platinum businesses. 200 platinum businesses will give us $60K to continue on to the other venues. We have locations scheduled for coast to coast with the International Black Forum in New York for January the 13th, for January the 20th. In Atlanta, we'd like to be down there with the International Black Forum. So of course, the goal for Houston is enough so that we can have another Houston event the next time that maybe Coast to Coast is here, or if they're not here next month, we can still have another Houston event here where we can do some follow-up on some of the skilled trades development, the real estate development, and those investments that we want to pursue and keep the momentum going in this area here. As we were just saying, as far as the real estate, if we have some area people who want to invest in this area, we'll maintain the connections with those people, that renovation process, and make that aspect of the showcase here a success until we can get back to some artists showcasing or some place showcasing. We're not going to always be involved with a lot of the entertaining type of venues for that, but we can definitely maintain other business endeavors. Another thing on this benefits and notes page 1 that we're talking about is the investor notes there. We have a proposal here for your investment if you want to invest towards the expenses as a partner for International Black Forum events. We have some guidelines here as an example that you can review and consider as a proposal and decide if it would be worth your investment. We're offering 30% return, 30% return on your rate of percentage invested. And we have an example up there that illustrates how that would work. Let me turn off of this air. We have an example up here how that would work. The expenses actually for this event here in Houston is we have them estimated at about $6,000. We have some shuttle expenses here that we're factoring in, advertising fees, refreshments and foods that we're factoring into there. The shuttle was $640, the advertising and the refreshment $1,000 each. Security, we have a nice budget for that. There's some ridiculous news that we're hearing coming out of Houston. Of course, as soon as we get planning, when we were with Paul Jackson there in Fayetteville, we had the hurricane come there. Now we're planning in Houston, and we're hearing the types of sensationalized news that's not going to distract us from our objectives. Okay, but we're going to ensure that we accommodate security and have a budget for that. And then we have the venue budget there And so all of that is like about 5240 where we're having those calculations. So we just give a contingency, rounded up to 6,000. So on that 6,000 for the expenses, if you were to invest $600, which would be 10% of those 6,000 in expenses, what we're proposing then is 30% payment on that $6,000, which is $1,800. The $1,800 with the initial $600 that you invested is $2,400, and that's a hypothetical of what we're proposing payment for on the investments that you make towards the International Black Forum as a partner. We're also going to be speaking about some benefits just for being a business or an artist or a vendor, just by securing the package deal, just by being in attendance. We also have some rebates that we're going to have for people once we reach some goals, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the benefits and notes page that we're going to be having here, that you're listening to, that you're viewing on this YouTube upload. Okay, we're on the page 2 here now, and all the package deals, as we said, can be negotiated by bartering. The artists, these are some of the package deal benefits. The artists are given access to submit as many cipher contributions as they wish in a YouTube playlist for Free Life Records websites. Artists are given proceeds for ciphers they record or host where leads are generated. Artists are given access to a list of the International Black Forum service providers. Advertisements and promotions via song, acting, etc. can be created with commission proceeds, revenue generated being 100% the artist and the service provider. Okay, for maybe 10 to 15%, we also set up those negotiations. You know, we'll be in communication. You might would like our consultation on a particular way that you can communicate about a particular business, the way that their brand would be effectively communicated. You know, we'll give you tips on that. We can do writing for that and have you perform it, because you might not, it might not be your, not have the time to do that type of writing. And so we can do those types of functions for you as an artist to ensure that you're getting your brand the best exposure that's possible. Okay, and artists will be able to collab on as many tracks the Free Life Records cipher produces as they wish. So when we're posting up the ciphers, if you hear songs that have openings on them, even if they don't have openings on them, you want to contribute to it and give your vibe to it, just like the Jamaican brothers and sisters do to the different tracks, the different vibes, the different rhythms. They all contribute different takes on it. That's what we can do, and we can publish those works, and definitely contribution and proceeds from that will be divided amongst all the brothers and sisters who contribute to those efforts. Artists will receive proceeds from any collaboration submitted on the featured Free Life Records mixtape that we have down there, as I was just reiterating. The cipher contributions, soundtracks, agreed upon scores, points, fixed fee for rights for theatrical performances. All of these things will be compensated as far as the artists are concerned. You'll be given information on the series and events your investment will receive dividends from, because as we said, if you're placing money towards an event, and let's say it's the Houston event, and we reach a certain threshold and you're reaching those funds back, you can decide, you want to keep those funds in, or you can receive those payments back, or because those funds, we might place some money from those proceeds towards some real estate. So if that real estate accomplishes some goals, we're going to talk about how we're going to give, as we said, redistribute those funds back to partners. Of course, we just described the 30% for the investors, but we also have goals where we'll reach if we have so many platinum, so many goals, so much grassroots efforts, whether it be bartering or their cash contributions, where if we reach certain goals, we want to give rebates and appreciation back to those who are making this a successful campaign. Also, we're on benefits and notes page 3 here. Okay, so the Free Life Erotic Model Membership. We're talking about the ladies. We want to ensure we are well represented by queens All right, well, no jealousy from the brothers that what we have to talk about on how that we're going to be full favorable, because they're definitely going to complement and make anything that we pursue worthwhile and successful. For the 5 events for the Free Life Erotic Model membership, the 5 events is $100, and that's for 3 months worth of ciphers. For 3 events is $50, and that's 2 months worth of ciphers. For 2 events, $20, and that's 1 month worth of ciphers. For 1 event is $10, and 1 month worth of ciphers. 1 month worth of ciphers for $10, $20 for 2 events, or 1 month worth of ciphers, 2 months worth of ciphers, or $50, which will cover 3 events. For 5 events, we're going to need $100, and that's going to cover 3 months of ciphers for the Free Life Erotic Model memberships, okay? And what the Free Life Erotic benefits are: entry to all Free Life record ciphers and events. All right, so all of the events, like the one that we're having with the 20 on one, if you have a membership and you're a Free Life Model, then that's including your entry towards the event on Preston here. And we're obviously that there's going to be a threshold at which we're not gonna have more membership, or we'll spread it around. We'll keep account of that to make sure that we're not that we're effective in the admissions, so that we can have representation in different platinum in different levels of the membership. Okay. But at the same time, you'll still be able to have your membership represented in different events. Regardless, we'll be able to do the logistics and the planning to make sure that happens. So the 5 event contributors and the 3 months of features, so we're going to be doing a calendar series, the African Liberation series for the calendars. So the people who contribute for the $100 for the 5 events, those models, you'll be able to be featured in 3 months worth of. Okay, so for the African Liberation calendar, for each month, we're going to have the countries in Africa who were liberated that month, who received their independence that month. We're going to feature them, and we're going to have the different models showcasing, modeling, taking different themes, showcasing for the calendar. And so that's what we're going to be doing for the calendar. I see that the Queen Bee from Houston has already started in South Africa. Her and Jigga Man were down there, and she was representing some culture for a few of the countries. As soon as we announced it, we see that they took up the leadership on the theme immediately, using their resources to promote the culture and the theme. And that's definitely something that we're gonna continue on with. What this will allow us to do is in Houston, the artists who are selected for this, you all might decide on some different countries. You might choose South Africa as Queen Bee did down there. Choose some cultural representations, designs. I know I want to get the brother Awansu Bansu from Ghana involved with it, with the project, with some designs that I would like. As you see, I'm already representing, you know what I'm saying, the Leo Lion Pride on the mud cloth. I want to do some batik cloth, that, of course, the kente cloth, all of those fabrics I see that Awansu Bansu includes in his design. So that's one of my fashion designers who I have in mind. I have a sister in mind in the Carolinas out there who I want to reach. Definitely want some vendors who can do some crafted jewelry. I see a lot of jewelry that's being sold that really isn't is just, you know, the regular type of dollars, you know, the you know, I don't want to name any type of the industries, but, you know, I would like to see the cultural design jewelry. If you're going to get some of the other mass manufactured jewelry, modify it so that it's representing cultural. And I think that would be better in your interest, especially at the venues that will be hosted. That's what I would prefer. I think it'll have a better presence there. It'll give an authentic, you know, it make the event seem more authentic. It won't seem watered down with some of that other type of jewelry, in my opinion. Okay, so The 3 event contributors, 2 months of features, the 2 event contributors, 1 month of feature, the 1 event contributors, 1 month of feature, and all of this is an African Liberation Calendar series, again, where for each month we're going to feature the countries who gained their liberation within that month. During those months. Eventually we'll get more advanced in our planning. We'll have the food themes with it, the success of those particular cities who's representing those particular countries. Hey, we need to be having in our plans the repatriation plans to go over there and communicate with those particular countries. Already in communication with the brother Asa Zimba, already in my own personal plans is some of these aspirations. We have also one of the businesses that's going to be communicated there is the travel. So if you want to have travel down to the International Black Forum, if you need some travel arrangements, communicate with us. We'll get you discounts on your airfare, discounts on bus planes. If you want to take advantage of the showcasing opportunities that we're offering with Coast to Coast Live, contact us. You can get those opportunities through bartering, okay? And then through the bartering, we can also get you the discounts if you choose to fly or if you choose to ride the bus. And all of these activities, if you're doing man hours on the ground where you are, communicate with us. We can get you tasks and duties where we can keep track of the tasks and duties that you're doing. We're going to reap results from that, and then you can be rewarded, and then those rewards can be monetary for you from your efforts, as far in the forms of commissions, as far as in the forms of having your being able to contribute to ciphers where you're putting your vocals, or you can have studio equipment, or having from your bartering efforts of canvassing a studio of your selection. We can contribute funds towards that. You can record, then you can submit those vocals to us, then we can get that mixed down, okay? And then that can be put upon a collaborative effort that we can then get revenue off of, that we're dividing with you. So we're team working from scratch as much as needed, and we're also establishing relationships with the different businesses. Okay, we're still talking about this benefits and notes page number 3. The model members are allowed partner ownership is listed in the other benefits in those pages. As I was just explaining from the scratch, how you can have you can put those funds towards partnership, the expenses, and immediately be given a lot of opportunities, whether it be recording, whether it be mixing. The model members, the female model members, you're also allowed at those ciphers. If you're an MC, if you sing, you're allowed within those ciphers to contribute that. We'll make sure we're monitoring the time, and everyone is monitoring their time. If you're consistent and you're coming to these ciphers, then that will enable you to boost up your recording efforts. And then if you're doing the other methods of contacting the sales people, getting sales in those methods, then you're getting the commission so that you can afford to record those service providers who has the studio equipment, who can record you. So it all work out if we place it in the right type amount of work. Okay, the models can submit leads. Okay, when you're submitting those leads, if you're at a cipher and you're hosting it, and on your page everyone's liking it, you got fellow MCs saying, hey, they wanna contribute some of their work, they want to get a package. If they secure a package, then of course you get credit for that person who we contacted from your page, and that person who contacted us from your page. Ensure you tell people who contact us to let us know that they found us through your page. And then if you submit those people, we'll have that in a way in which we can keep track of that being a lead from you. We're going to have that. Okay, make sure you ask us how we're going to keep a track of that, so we can develop that. If we don't have that in, we're not going to have everything on the pictures right now, but we're going to definitely have the standard operating procedures for tracking leads posted. So we want to make sure we keep up with that. Until further notice, so what we're going to do is the funds from the Free Life Erotic magazines. I don't need any funds from a lot of these things. I'm involved with the real estate. I'm involved with the actual event hosting. in itself. If we're doing real estate and we're acquiring these properties, within the electrical aspects of it, I'll be involved with that. So I'm involved with a lot of areas where I feel comfortable with my income, so that the Free Life Erotic magazines, the income from that, I can use that to subsidize some of the initiatives that would be from the membership. So you all would have those funds. It'll be rewarding your efforts towards it, because we already understand that the presence of the female, of the black woman, is what's going to be the catalyst and the attention and the motivation of interest for others. So we'll encourage your interest in the arts, encourage your interest in business development, and subsidize those interests so that we can develop and grow. Okay. And so I'm going to be, we're going to be assessing how much funds we're making off of the calendar, how much funds we're making for the admission after the after parties or events that are exclusively for Free Life Erotic magazine, and then those, the success of that, of course, will be recycled into Free Life Erotic, and that goes for all the other businesses that we'll be assessing the bottom line about. The due diligence of the investments. Due diligence investments, that's the name of it. Due diligence investments. We're going to be assessing the bottom line of that entity and ensuring that we're making the proper leadership moves so that it can be successful, and then expanding that out as it sees fit. Again, we're still on benefits and notes page number 3, about to go over here to the benefits and notes page number 4. Okay. And we talked about a lot of these things on this business and notes page number 4 already. We talked about the fiscal data, receipts, and transparency for investor. The fiscal data, the receipts, and transparency about everything that's going on. It will be provided at every time. After the events, after the Houston events, we're going to discuss how many platinum memberships we've accomplished, how many gold memberships we accomplished, how many people just paid for admission to the play in the International Black Forum event, how many people paid for admission to come down the street to the Coast to Coast Live event at St. Emmanuel Street, at 813 St. Emmanuel Street. How many people came down there? And then how many people came back and chilled with us at the after party, enjoying that calendar release of the Free Life Erotic magazine? How many people came back and enjoyed that? We're going to be assessing all of that. And then we're going to assess how much real estate we're interested in. I'm about to be in Houston in a few days. When I'm down there, I'm assessing distressed property. I'm communicating with people who are interested in distressed property in Houston, people who are interested in property who's in Houston, who not in Houston, people who are interested in property who in other locations, who in mind having a partner from Houston to invest with them there. So we're going to be assessing all of those types of potentials and making that happen. Making all of those people be able to come into contact with each other in the International Black Forum. We want to have multiple skilled trades, multiple professions. So we have different groups. We have a group where you have one doctor, where you have one lawyer, where you have one carpenter, one plumber. You have them in the group, and then you have that same mixture of people in another group. And we can disseminate that as much as possible, so that they can then promote each other in groups on pages. And if we can create those types of relationships, we can explore the potential of those during the International Black Forum section meetings that we're going to have. That's going to be kicking off at noon on January the 6th, 2019 in Houston there. Okay, so on this page number 5 here, also we're going to talk about the package benefits, including the promotion of the business at the live physical venues, of course. As we were just saying, we're going to be hosting the first one here in Houston, January 6th. The Africa Times article on Facebook page. Okay, you're going to have representation there, the Africa Times article. Getting a lot of interest in that since the brother from Nairobi has been involved with it. Has very knowledgeable insight, international geopolitical insight, the brother, very young brother as well. Very uncompromising on black affairs. So he's a great asset that we want to definitely build up when it comes to Africa Times. We're going to be doing some fundraising for that. We'll be discussing how the interests of these International Black Forum will be aiding the African Times newspaper, and how all of those entities will be aiding each other. Okay, be describing those. We have that to be part of the fiscal transparency of exploring that on the Facebook page. It's a part of your package benefits. You be getting no exposure on those African Times. As we have African Times classifieds, you'll have your service provider business posted there. Articles about things that you're concerned about. You have the opportunity to submit articles on those, or publishers or journalists would note your concern in particular areas. Okay, and the ZooMag publication. That's what we're going to be using, the ZooMag, for the African Times newspaper and the Free Life Erotic Magazine publications. We're going to be doing that through the ZooMag publication platform starting in January again. Chaired the African Times News by Asa Zimba in Nairobi. And we were talking about how we want to incentivize and give as a rebate, even the admission. So if the total revenue from the Platinum Gold, the Grassroots, and Free Life Erotic exceeds $20K, the total of the contributions will be given the rate of return communicated in the benefits and notes page 1. Remember, that was that rate of return of 30%. Where we use the 10% example on the $600 there. We gave that example. Okay, and then the 10% came back and it was 3,000 something, and then the 30% of that ended up to be 1,800. And then that 1,800 with that initial 1,600, with that initial 600 that was contributed, made it 2,400. Okay, so we use that example. So we're going to be using that example. This rate of return will be this amount will be based on 2%. Okay, so the admissions. And this isn't including the partners. Of course, we're going to be still using that 30% rate of return if you're partnering towards the expenses. But if you come out and you have your membership based on, presenting your business as a member, presenting your business or having admission, then we're going to base that on a 2% investment, and then we'll give that same, we'll give the rate of return from that 2%. Then we'll have some more examples up there where we'll post it, so you have clarity with how that is going to function. That rate of return will then be distributed to contributors equally proportionate to the percentage of their admission fee, vendor fee, business, artist package, etc. Again, to avoid the analysis paralysis situation there, we'll put the example up there eventually soon. But you'll get the gist. We'll start having that up there as we get closer to the event hosting there within the next week. So you will see how it incentivizes you. We're going to be keeping communication with you, not to waste your time, not to spam or share your information with anyone else, but to reward your loyalty at the venues that we're going to be hosting. BlackForumSolution.com.
Statement of love. Now, shall I recite the statement? I was told it was since birth. Now, I found the placement throughout the earth. I'm long searching that include the basics. Original points, can't deface it. Probably listen, then embrace me longer. I hunger, the same you won't allot it. The difference how we plotted. Catch the same hell. Tried to say I parted. My self-improvement is something they ain't cool with. Stressing is a problem you can label me a fool with.
How could you ever doubt me? Having my heart been gold. How could you ever doubt me? Heart been gold. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello world, demonstrations that's on the bomb beat. It's logic in the shot, music for the concrete. Using compete, losing sleep around the clock. That's the method for success that I'm expecting. Through God bless us, praying, hold my health state enough to see my vision grow. And show the kid beneath him how to flow. It's slow, but with the orbit there's a need. Exact precision. I guess I'm grateful for the speed then. I know they saying that, talking off the weed again. But they ain't mean I wasn't focused on my route. They always want to question me, audacity of doubt. So I ask these brethren questioning, who are you?
How could you ever doubt me, yeah? And in my heart been low, yeah. How could you ever doubt me, yeah? How could you ever doubt me, yeah? And in my heart been low, yeah. How could you ever doubt me, yeah? After all that I've been through, you know I've been true. I held you down.
Constant trouble, bunch of charges pending before I reach my teens. This ain't for bragging though, it's meant to paint the scene. Cause early on, my canvas was resistant to the dream. The logic stayed persistent with the conscience. A team, the nonsense, I deemed that was sacrificial. When you can risk less, when anger be growing, embrace, yes. Pacified, if you remove it, then the cry's high. So when you show some real love, that's denied. And this can hurt you worse than the black and eye. It's when you recognize your place, pray, wait the reply. As hard as you can try your efforts, can change methods. The self-acceptance, the most important fact, relevance. So when I caught my trouble, they couldn't wait to clap. It's after sacrificing all that I could muster back.
How could you ever doubt me? Having my heart been low. How could you ever doubt me? Heart been low. Hello, hello,
hello world.
Shout out James G, Tallahassee for the track. Good luck.